YouTube, what is going on? Machine TV here with a franchise beginning episode with GM Mac of the Utah Mammoth. Be sure to like the video and subscribe on the road to 1,000 and daily NHL 26 HUT content as well. I appreciate all the love and support. Let's hop right into it. First and foremost, we have our Utah Mammoth. Looking at our NHL roster, we have players like Clayton Keller, Logan Cooley, Kyle Sergachev, Dylan Genther, Schmaltz, JJ Paterka, Sean Dursey, Barrett Hayton, Burfoot, Ian Cole, Ollie Mata. We have a lot of young, talented players on this roster. But now it is time to see if we can take it to the next level and get Utah into the playoffs and into contention. If we look in the system, we have Carconi, Valimaki, Agazzino, Yamamoto, Douglas, Zuber, Connaughton, Iginla, Duda, McCartney, Lipkin. We have a lot of young prospects, and it's going to be important to try and build that up. I would say we are about 2 seasons away from making a solid run. But I also want to take a look at the free agents that we currently have, such as Luke Hughes, Mason McTavish, Roslovic, Matt Grzelcyk, Zari, Evangelista, Fabry, Hakanpää. We have a lot of different options we could go. However, in this rebuild, I want to try and stay with signing players that are 25 and under if we can. Now, does that mean every player that we get in free agency or trade is going to be under 25 years old? Absolutely not. And will we keep players once they get past that threshold? Yes, absolutely. But my first target here is definitely going to be trying to get Luke Hughes and or Mason McTavish. Luke Hughes wants 5 years, $5 million. He is 22 years old. That would lock us up for the 5 years, obviously, with our 7.9 cap space that we do have, as well as that would be a very solid, elite, medium potential defense and would be there for quite a few years. Or, like I said, the other option we have is left winger or centerman, Mason McTavish. He's also medium elite potential. 22 years old, 85 overall in this case. He wants 5.26 years, which is not out of our reach. However, if we do sign him or Luke Hughes, we will be looking at a lot less cap space to be able to potentially get anybody else. Thinking back on this, we have Clayton Keller, so Mason McTavish should probably be a very good 1-2 punch. Don't know how I feel about giving up a first and a third pick to Anaheim or to the Devils in the case of Luke Hughes. So we're going to probably have to look elsewhere at this time. Some other players that might be available would be Zary and Evangelista. We could also pick up an older defenseman, try to flip him at the trade deadline in Matt Grzelcyk, which is probably what we're going to have to do. The other option we do have is a 28-year-old Jack Roslovic for, probably can get him for about 1.5, maybe 1.6. At 1 year. He is over that threshold that we want, but he would be some good depth and good training and knowledge for our younger guys, trying to get them ready for taking over. So we're going to go ahead and try to offer him 1.5 and see what he takes. Our first trade offer, Minnesota Wild would want to send us a 3rd and 4th round pick from the 2027 and 2026 drafts for our 3rd round and Desimone. Not going to do this. Jack Roslovic does reject our offer. He went to the Dallas Stars. And Matt Grzelcyk, you are a Utah Mammoth. So I went ahead and simmed forward to the regular season. And now we're going to make some adjustments to our lines before we start going ahead and simming forward for year number 1 of the Utah Mammoth franchise. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this already. If you guys have any pointers in the comment section below, just let me know and I will happily look into doing your suggestions whenever I get back and I start actively recording this. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. much. Let's get right back into it. So at the start of the season, we will go with Genther Cooley, Keller, Barrett Hayton, Schmaltz, and Paterka, Douglas, Kerfoot, McBain, and McCartney, O'Brien, and Stenlin. And then our defensive pairings are Sergachev, Dursey, Cole Marino, and Valimaki, and Grizzlick. And then in the AHL for the Tucson Roadrunners, we have Kraus, Bao, and Tanev, Carcone, Agazino, Yamamoto, Lutz, McGregor, Pagansky, and Kunk, Walker, and Barron. Defensive pairings, we have Zuber Schmidt, Duda, Kanoshin, Perunovic, and Russo. And I may have goofed up, and I'm not sure how to fix it, but our goalies are Coroner and Thielen for the Utah Mammoth. And in Tucson, we have Karel Vejmelka and Connor Ingram. We also have Vitek Vanacek, so hopefully we can get this switched around, because otherwise we're just going to get peppered all year. And I think we are ready to go ahead and sim for a couple of months just to see where we're at and decide what we're going to do next. We will go ahead and simulate all the way through December. We're already going to see some waivers, and we're going to go ahead and decline this D-man. We do start off 1-0 with a win at Colorado, and then a couple of losses, followed up by breaking that with a win in Calgary, and an overtime win in San Jose. Now, I'm not going to show you guys every time I do some type of scouting, but since this is really the first time we're looking at this, I figured we could look at who is on the top of the boards, including Nikita Antropov, Korobov, and Stenberg are really our top three. So I guess we're going to just have to see where we go. We have an incoming trade offer with Alexander Carrier with a 27 4th and 5th round pick from Montreal for our second and Bieber. So we would be taking on an older defenseman, giving up a pick and a defenseman that's only a top 6. I'm not interested in this as much as I would love to stack picks. So now that I have changed a few things, here we go. We do have another trade offer coming in, a 2nd and 3rd round pick from Toronto for our thirds in 26 and 27 for our defenseman that we only have for a year. I'm going to decline. I don't want to take any trades as of right now. I kind of want to be stingy, see where people are by the trade deadline. We're looking at the bottom of the division as we pick up a win in Buffalo. And the Hershey Bears waivers, Travis Hamonic. I'm good. I'm really not looking to do any dealing at the moment, but we are on a 2-game win streak with a couple of wins in Canada. And Tampa Bay is offering 2nd and 3rd round pick in 26 for our 3rd and 26 and 27. I'm once again going to decline this because it's the same thing we kind of got. We're 7-9-1 so far, and we are still at the bottom of the division, which is okay. Ooh, Sikora in a 3rd for 2/3. Oh my gosh. Like, they're trying to fleece me completely. No. If we're going to lose, we need to just not be competitive at all. And maybe that's a good thing we don't have our top goalies in, because that way we'll lose some more games and we have a better chance of getting a lottery pick, and maybe we can get a good star player ready to come in to the league right away. Through the first 2 months of the season, we are 11-13-2, and that has us 8th in the division with 24 points total. We're only ahead of the Vegas Golden Knights and the Kings and the Canadiens and the Flyers and Hurricanes at the moment, and I believe the Blue Jackets. So we are in a pretty good position for a lottery spot. Now I'm going to take my camera away so you guys can see if we do end up deciding to sim through and you want to watch this, or if we just cut, you guys can actually see the standings and not just listen to me talk about it. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and get all the way down past the All-Star break and towards the trade deadline and kind of see where we need to go. Connor Clifton, two Penn's thirds in 27 for giving up a 2nd for 2/3. More central scouting rankings. I do want to take a look at this time. Antropov is obviously looking like the absolute #1. If we want, we could potentially trade up for him. I think we want to go younger with our defense. So I'm hoping we get some scouting done on some defensemen. Rudolph Lynn would be pretty cool. We have an offer from Colorado, which is Brindley, and Carolina's 4th round pick this year for the 2/3 we have. which one being Carolina's. And Zuber, I don't like it because we're getting rid of 2/3 for a player we only have this year with. The Maple Leafs are back with another trade offer. Their 2027 second and their 2026 third for 2/3. And Zuber, we're declining this again. We are 15-21-3 as of right now. Through December, it's 16-21-3 going into the new year. We are still at the bottom of the Central Division, which obviously that is going to be good for our tanking perspective as we rattle off 4 wins in a row before losing to Ottawa. Buffalo is placing Connor Timmins on waivers. Would you like to claim him? Connor Timmins has 9 points and a -6 through 38 games played. Two-way defender. He is not going to make our team. He has 2 years remaining on his contract at $2.2 million. We're going to pass, though. We're 20-33-4 going into the Olympic break. But we got a trade offer from San Jose for Liljegren and San Jose's 2027 round 4 for our 26 round 2 and 27 round 3. That is a lot of cap that we technically could take over. But to take a 4th for that, I'm out. We are out of February and into March. We're 22-33-4, and that is good enough to have us at the bottom of the Central Division and actually at the bottom of the Western Conference. And as a matter of fact, at the bottom of the entire league with only the Kings ahead of us by 1 point. Tampa Bay is still trying to fleece us on this deal for 2 third-round picks and Zuber, which realistically, we might turn Zuber over at the trade deadline, but we got 3 more games to get through, and we lose to Philly and Washington. Going into the trade deadline, we are literally at the bottom of the entire league. We haven't looked at the AHL at all, and I just now remembered this. I'll be completely honest. But our AHL team is 33-17-3, and they're second in the Pacific Division with 69 points. So I think we'll go ahead and just leave them be. It is the trade status for the trade deadline, and we could either be a seller or conservative seller, but I think the best option here is going to be just a straight-up seller at this trade deadline. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. Now, I'm not going to lie. I am the type of person that likes to go into find trade and kind of see what people are looking for. Now, could we get rid of some really good performing players? Absolutely. I don't want to get rid of anybody young, but anybody that's a little bit older, I wouldn't mind getting rid of them. Matt Grzelcyk, let's look at his numbers. Potentially get rid of him. He's at a -12 with 21 points through 62 games. Wouldn't be a bad option for somebody to, make a playoff run, have a veteran there. So we're going to go ahead and look at what trades are out there. All right, so I actually like the 2nd and 4th round from Minnesota for Grzelcyk. Now, I could probably get that to something different. Like maybe adding a 7th round to ours to try and entice them to maybe give us a 3rd round pick instead of a 4th. It's worth a shot. I'm going to go ahead and do that now and see what we can do. And the trade is accepted, so we are sending Matt Grzelcyk to the Wild for a 2nd and 3rd round pick, along with our 7th round pick of this year. We have 37-year-old Ian Cole. I'm wondering if anybody is interested in him, because honestly, we can just stack draft picks and really try to move up in this upcoming draft, even if we have to take some higher draft picks and then turn them into absolutely nothing. But imagine if we send Ian Cole for a 4th and a 7th to Minnesota to go hang out with Matt Grzelcyk, or we pick up a bottom 6 medium potential for Ian Cole and a 3rd and 27. Like, that could also not be bad. We're not necessarily in a win now mentality or state. So if you ask me, we could take a chance on these players that have some contract years left and a pick, because at least we get a pick and a player for a player. Like, we could take Chibrikov for Winnipeg's 26th round 7. Doesn't really make any sense, though, because that's just such a late pick. But I think I am going to end up taking the Minnesota's 4th and 7th round picks for Ian Cole. Because once again, we're offloading the older age. We're getting more picks in return. We're going to pull up guys from the system and be able to really utilize them and try to grow them. Now, another one we could look at is getting rid of O'Brien. And we're probably going to have some lower tier players as well as some iffy picks available out of all of this. It seems like we really like a lot of the Minnesota Wild trade options here. Oh, we have a trade offer. A Carolina 27 round 2 and 3 with Nadeau for Oli Mata and Kerfoot. We don't retain anything, and we get rid of $6.5 million of cap. We're going to go ahead and take the 27 round 2 and 3 Nadeau for that pick. And we're going to end up calling Nate Schmidt to the NHL. And we just got rid of $6.5 million of salary, and it's only 8:15 in the morning. See if we can find some more trades. I'm not going to lie to you guys. If you guys have made it this far, thank you so much. But I will say that I have a different mindset when it comes to trade block and everything. I would like to use as many picks possible to try and trade up and try to get better picks and whatnot. That's just how I like to run the franchise series whenever I play them, which I mainly play them offline. And you watching this are probably going, well, yeah, you probably should, because this is really bad. Like right now, I'm kind of just looking for what would be even worth Liam O'Brien. And nothing really seems like it would be. And he's only $1 million on salary at 2 years left, where I'm not really too concerned with offloading him. So we'll go ahead and hold on to Liam here. Everybody wanted DeSimone earlier. So where's everybody's trade offers now? Now he's only worth a 26 round 7? Yeah, y'all are smoking crack now. We could try to trade some of these guys with minor no trade clauses, but it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, we could look at getting rid of some of the younger guys and try to get more, but we want them to continue to grow. Nick Schmaltz is 30 years old, 86 overall. He's a top 6. We could look at seeing what we could get for Nick Schmaltz. Let's see what we can do. I might regret doing this though, but a Nashville 27 round 2 and 3 in Schaefer. Boston and Vegas is round 3 in Wood. Or the Islanders 27 round 2 and 4. And we offload salary, which means in the offseason we can pick up some free agents. I almost wouldn't mind seeing if New York will give us their first round for that, and we throw in a 7th. I mean, honestly, we'll throw in a 7th for this year, and it'll be Minnesota's. It's not even going to be our own pick. See what we can do. Trade rejected. Maybe we throw, because if we're going to get a first-round pick, maybe we throw in a 5th and see what we can do here. And it is accepted, which maybe I oversold. Let me know down below if you think I oversold. I don't know. I think I've gotten rid of enough at this trade deadline, so I think we're going to go ahead and sim to the end and see where we officially end up, and then we'll do all the offseason in the second episode. We are currently 23, 35, and 4, just passing the trade deadline in March, so I'm curious to see how we end up, and we're going to continue this losing streak, which is not a surprise. I completely understand, to be honest with you, but they get a win against the Penguins, which I don't understand that. And the Stars. Now we're on a 3-game win streak. Okay, there it is. There it is. Mitch Marner. But it looks like we are sitting at 57 points and at the bottom of the Central still. I think that is a very good position for us to be in as of right now, because we have a really good chance at getting the lottery pick and adding some more youth to our squad. And we are what looks like in last place by far. So completely ending the NHL season, we are 32, 45, and 5. And that is good enough to have us at 69 points and the worst team in the NHL. Now, our AHL team, the Roadrunners, are 3rd in the Pacific with 87 points. Look like we are a lock for playoffs at 41, 24, and 5. We have a 2-game homestand to end the season. And obviously, we know that our Mammoth have not done well. And we end on a 2-game win streak heading into the playoffs. So now we only have the playoffs to worry about. It is a best-of-5 series for your Tucson Roadrunners. I'm going to go ahead and just simulate to the first 3 games. And it is an overtime loss and a win in regulation, followed by a loss. So we need to win 2 to not go home early. Playoffs are still a good thing for the squad. We win and we lose Game 5 to end the Tucson Roadrunner season. And we simulated all the way to the end of the playoffs, and your Toronto Maple Leafs are your Stanley Cup champions, and the Utica Comets are your Calder Cup champions. Now, we have a lot of things that we are going to need to do in year number 2, including dive into free agency, give up some picks, and also maybe trade up if we don't win the draft lottery. But I hope you guys enjoyed year 1 of the Utah Mammoth rebuild. I appreciate everybody that has made it this far in the video. Shout out to Jordan4 for editing this series. I appreciate every single one of you. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one.